intro you. All right, guys, I'm going to intro Baldy, and then we'll go into the show. So now it's 5:30. So I got the song and everything. Yes, Baldy, we have a song.
There's a beam.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wrong song.
It's just the Never Again bass line. Hello, everybody! Here we are. Welcome to episode 4 of The Parking Lot. Yes, that bass line is very loud and blowing up my earbuds, but whatever. Anyway, it is a Wednesday, which means we have already passed our Monday night predictions. The Lakers pissed me off yesterday, but I mean, we kind of needed that loss to really keep us in check. And we have a guest today, the man who put it all together from the dumpster fire, Mr. 5 Points Vids. Give him a round of applause, guys.
Thank you. I'm beyond humbled to be here.
I was mad at your ranking of Mile High. That's it.
Mile High wasn't a good stadium.
No, the new Mile High.
New Mile High was good. Okay.
The problem with the middle stadiums, and I knew this was going to happen, was they're all just so good. Like, they're all on kind of the same level. So really, you're just splitting hairs there. There's 3 really bad stadiums and 3 really good stadiums, and then everyone's kind of just good in the middle. So I just placed them based on my score. Like, I was like, all right, I had 5 categories, and when it all added up, that was the only way I could do it, because I would have split hair. Like, I would be like, all right, well, I'm going to piss off this person, or I'm going to displease this other person. So I just went off the score in the spreadsheet, and that's how I got to those rankings.
I noticed an error when you did like the old MLB stadiums, the old NFL stadiums, though. You said the Rams returned back to St. Louis.
Oh, yeah. They never went back to St. Louis. No, or did they?
No, they started in Cleveland, and then they went to St. Louis in 95, and then they came back to LA.
And then they came back to... No,
they came back to LA. They never went. They only started in Cleveland, and then they moved to St. Louis in 95.
No. They were the LA Rams when Jim Everett was the quarterback.
No, I said like the Rams, the 30s Rams started in Cleveland, then they moved to LA in 46. Then they moved to St. Louis in 95.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. That's right, because the Cardinals were in St. Louis and they moved to Arizona. Yeah, that's what confused me. Was that they never went back to St. Louis.
Bidwell is the original Stan Kroenke.
Right. They were replacing the Cardinals. Yeah, Bidwell.
Yeah. Kroenke
you're right.
Isn't that bad. I mean, Kroenke isn't that bad of an owner. He really did screw over the city. It's just the city of St. Louis made it look like he did. Spanos actually screwed over San Diego. Spanos is a horrible owner.
No, Spanos is just a dick. Anyway,
Spanos is a terrible person. The thing is like with making videos and people, I mean, I'm amazed at how accurate people are with pointing out my mistakes. Like, I've never been so blown away by people fact checking, because I look at it as like I've got to put together 32 stadiums to review, and when you isolate each one singularly, you can find many things wrong with what I say. So
yeah, it's fun.
A lot of times they're big and glaring as well, and I just kind of laugh.
That's just the price of internet fame.
It is. Baldy, it is. We also have to ask the question, out of all this is one thing we discussed, out of all the multi-purpose domes and donuts of middle America in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, is there a single one that actually worked?
Mile High.
No, it didn't. Joey, it was terrible for baseball. It started as a baseball stadium, but it was just a glorified pile of drag strip bleachers.
Alex, can I throw my hat in the ring for this one?
Go for it, Chris.
Pro player.
Pro player? Okay, maybe.
Yeah, but Pro Player as a baseball field was pretty crappy. I really can't think of one. I mean,
Murphy.
Jack Murphy may be the best, because Jack Murphy was decent as a baseball field and decent as a football field, but still, that was the era. You know, they served their time. They were functional for the time being. they bridged us to the current era, but I really can't say there's like one that particularly did it well. There's really no way to do it right because no matter what, with the way home plate is, you're going to have two press boxes and you're going to have two sort of pinched areas of the stadium. There's really nothing you can do about it.
Because I mean, if you have it just as a circular dome, you're going to put people in the outfield like 10 miles away from the actual front of the game. So,
you know what though, the Metrodome wasn't bad as a multi-purpose.
It was.
I mean,
bad.
I've been to.
It had a bad outfield for like baseball though, because you had those plastic bags. Remember?
Yeah, but you know, you go when I went to the Metrodome, the atmosphere, it's so large in there. Like it was a cool atmosphere in the Metrodome because I've actually been there. I mean, it did kind of seem like baseball. Anytime you're indoors watching baseball, it's weird, but it's cool.
Somebody in the Discord chat said Oakland Coliseum before Mount Davis.
Maybe. I mean, Oakland Coliseum used to look really nice. You ever see, if you want a good video of it, look at Leonard Skinner when they played there in '77.
No offense, but I don't think Oakland's ever looked good.
Yeah.
No.
They're looking pretty good on the field right now. I mean,
that is true. Well, no. Las
did
Vegas is looking pretty good. Las Vegas is good.
Yeah, Oakland.
I said Oakland, huh? Okay.
Do you think Oakland would ever get an NFL team again if they found a way to exit the financial problem and shit?
No, I
don't see it.
California's such a flooded market at this point for football that I don't think it would financially make.
Yeah, honestly, if you were gonna. Honestly, I think if the NFL was going to expand, there are two places the NFL could try to expand. And that would either be England, which I think they really want to go back to England, or Hawaii. Because I think Hawaii is an untapped market.
Canada.
Well,
Canada's the best chance. Canada's got the best chance to be successful.
My fear with Canada, like, remember, Baldy, what do you think about this? Remember when the CFL tried to expand into America and it was a massive failure?
They expanded to Baltimore. Baltimore ended up winning the Grey Cup.
Oh, right.
And I think Canada just doesn't, they're not going to be as receptive towards American football when they have the Canadian Football League.
True.
I think that would be competition because if you put the NFL, in Canada with the CFL, then the CFL no longer is acting as a feeder league, kind of.
But the thing is, we give them a better product, though.
Oh, absolutely. Canada has a rule that like 70% of the roster must be Canadian.
Ooh.
It's a little racist.
Yeah, that is.
No. I mean, Japan, believe it or not, has a very avid football fan base. Like Japan is like
as
Japan
long as they don't take
huge
Chase
football
Claypool from me, I'm fine
market.
with it. If they don't take Claypool from me, I'm fine.
Nice.
I need to keep Mapletron, man. Mapletron's going on.
Baldy, I should mention we have another salty Yinzer in the chat, and it's not Tree.
I am not salty. I'm very happy because we're winning.
We have happy Yinzer right here.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm the salty Broncos fan, and when you brought up Jack Murphy Stadium, I actually have a pennant of Super Bowl 22, Denver Broncos, 1987 champ, San Diego, Jack Murphy Stadium. Always to remind me that no matter how good you are, you're probably going to lose.
There's always Joe Montana.
Those days. Yeah, back then.
So cool.
Actually, no, I believe Super Bowl 22 was the loss against your Giants. 5 points.
That was in Pasadena.
I was in Pasadena. That was a Rose Bowl.
I have a memorial. Well, my grandpa has a memorial seat cushion from that game.
What was the 55-10 game? Where was that?
Broncos or
Broncos.
That was washed out. I know that was 55-10 is red or was the formerly known Redskins versus the Broncos.
Who else joined the chat? Oh, okay. Anyway,
don't worry. I'll get my revenge with them. I have 2 draft busts I can do on. I got a Heath Schuler and a Jason Campbell. So I can do a double series on them.
That's a good.
Actually, out of all the jerseys I have, the Jason Campbell's the nicest.
I don't think Campbell was much of a butt. Wasn't he like a 25th overall pick though? He wasn't like a.
Let's find out.
Yeah, if you're a first-round pick,
he was still in the first round though, and I feel like if you're, I mean,
Jason Campbell was a 25th overall pick. Yeah.
See, look at me.
I mean, that's why I'm doing that's why I'm going to focus more on people like Harrington and Carr and I think Ryan Leaf will be the last one I do in my series because that's the crown jewel, and there's so much to talk about with Ryan Leaf.
Are you just going to talk about David Carr? Or you're also going to talk about Derek Carr? Because Derek Carr is a bust.
No.
I'm not saying he's a bust. Derek Carr
I'm just going to talk about David Carr. I'm just going to talk about
Anyway,
David
guys, we must ask
Carr.
Baldy. Baldy, if you had to pick a sort of a favorite out of all the weird cookie cutter domes, not domes, but anyway, you know what I mean, the multi-purpose stadiums. Is there one you could say really fascinated you to any sense?
Domes? I like Sky Dome, honestly, because it was like the first retractable roof stadium. Like, it was interesting. And that was dual purpose, too. And we actually got to go there last summer.
Really? Oh, that's right, for Con Bravo?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the New Orleans Superdome used for like a split second there as a multi-purpose?
No, it was for years until 2011.
It was set up for baseball, yes.
Until 2011, and then Tom Benson kind of ruined it.
Yeah, I don't understand why everyone loves the Superdome so much. Like, people just get on my case when I don't rate the Superdome so fucking high. Excuse me. And I'm just like, dude, what are you talking about, man? It's just a big dome.
It's generic.
So what?
Wasn't it built in like 1934 or something?
1975.
Like that? 1975.
Yeah, it's old too. It's old.
That's why I don't get why people like CenturyLink. CenturyLink is just known for being loud, but it's basically just a big open air stadium in a big rainy city, so it's gonna be miserable.
Well, that's why, because it's about a stadium isn't just about the stadium itself. It's about the environment.
True. Like Heinz Field, I could make the same argument, but I mean, it's the fans that make Heinz Field.
Well, what about Arrowhead? Arrowhead is probably the coldest stadium.
No, it's not.
Have you been to Green Bay?
I think Bill Stadium is the coldest.
Oh, easily. What about Lambeau? Would you say Lambeau or?
Lambeau, yeah.
Lambeau's freezing. I mean, there's a lot of freezing cold stadiums out there. Yep.
Baldy, I got a question for you. Out of all the dumpster fire songs, which was your favorite? Like, absolute favorite?
The tree thing.
Oh, nice. Even more so. More so than. Go ahead, Joey.
What do you do with a Ranger? What about that one?
These are the ones I made, not you. No.
No, that's the only one I actually made because I thought it would be funny.
The first one, the Creed one, was funny too because that was like the first one, you know.
That was Genesis. That was Thanksgiving 2019.
It's fun to think that I can't sing, but yet I've sung actual songs.
Look at how I turned like every little soundbite and made it somehow. It sounds like a top 40 hit now.
I like the soundbite of "I'm really big in Argentina." I thought that's hilarious.
Oh, right, because that was when Tree was talking about Joseph Mengele.
Yeah.
I wish Tree would do more of his political videos, man. I love those old videos, just going back in his video.
I see politics
history.
like this. I see politics like buttholes. We all have them, but no one wants to show them.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tree, that's the thing now is if you have any type of political opinion, you're going to get canceled. So that's why
I was kind of shocked when you guys did the that's why I was kind of shocked when you guys had Black Flags Matter on and you guys just like straight up talked about the riots that were happening cuz I was actually kind of surprised because I wasn't expecting you guys to, go talk about that, but I guess it makes sense because
it's really
I'm not
easy.
Comment on this matter. I'm staying out of this one.
Okay.
It's really
say that will go over.
Bruce, let him speak.
It's fine. It's really easy to be anti-racist. I mean, it's not a controversial position to take. So
Of course not.
I think everyone pretty much agrees. Like, don't be a racist and don't be an asshole. But I think there's just so many cases of people not understanding truth that just bother me. I always try to seek the truth in things, not just look in. I mean, of course, I'm going to interject my own bias, but I want to have as much information on something before I actually issue an opinion on it. And maybe because I'm not quick to jump on a certain stance or whatever, I don't know. I don't know if I worry about that, but I feel like you can't win in today's environment. So just take your L and think, and I'd rather take not win than not have an L. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You'd rather get a tie in the NFL than a loss.
Yes. So that's why I just kind of guard my politics in the public forum, because it really doesn't matter. I like sports because they're sports and there are no politics. Nobody.
Well, go on now.
Well,
a strike is a strike. A touchdown is a touchdown.
That's the beauty of sports fandoms, is that no matter your background, race, religion, sex, gender, none of that matters as long as you're rooting for the team that you love as a fan base.
Yeah,
as long as it's not the Cowboys or the Patriots.
Or the Saints or the Seahawks or the Eagles.
No. The Eagles are fine. The Saints are fine. Really, the most toxic ones are Patriot fans and Cowboy fans.
Eagles fans are pretty bad.
No, Patriots fans aren't toxic. Patriots fans were only toxic because they had a 20-year dynasty, so they kind of earned their toxicity. But now that dynasty is over, I think they're not going to really have that.
Yeah,
Eagles, on the other hand, are toxic because they're toxic.
Yeah, Eagles. I mean, some cities just are not welcoming to visitors, and Philadelphia is one of them. And it doesn't really matter whether it's Eagles
I really want to go to a Philly game where the Broncos are playing the Philadelphia Eagles, just to see if it's true if I'll get punched in the face just for wearing a Manning jersey.
You will, yeah. I mean, they'll surround your car, like if you have Broncos gear or something, they'll intimidate you. Like no one's. I mean, depends on how far you want to take it. Like if you want to instigate a fight, like you can.
Broncos don't even have any beef with the Eagles. That's weird. Like what? They don't even have any problem with the Eagles.
They just hate road teams. They're gonna be. I mean, it's not smart to come into enemy territory when they're all been drinking all day. You know, like
I did that too. I did that actually. I should tell you a story, Baldy. I remember that video I told you about when I went to Arizona. Actually, there was this drunk girl behind me and my friend. Her boyfriend's just sitting there and just shame. Like, I am sorry, guys. Like, I wish she didn't drink so much. She puked on my shoes on accident on the way out of the stadium.
Is this you and Jamie, bud?
Yeah, that's when we went to Arizona for the Cardinals-Rams game.
Yeah, I remember that.
Is she attractive?
Kind of. She looked like, actually, she wasn't very big. She was pretty petite.
You know what's funny is I go to FedEx whenever there's games, and there's so many fellow Giants fans that the Redskins fans don't really talk smack, because like you've got so much back there, like they're just like oh yeah. And usually, but it gets really funny when the Redskins start to lose, and then the Skins fans get really angry.
I'm sorry. What team are we talking about?
That's racist.
That's what they're called.
I think you mean the football team.
Hashtag cancel 5 points now.
No.
Yes, I'm actually doing a whole video on what they should rename the team.
Why don't they just call themselves the Red Tails?
Anything other?
That would be the best take. That I did a video on that a couple months ago, and I said Red Tails would probably be the best one because I think it's the coolest logo idea, and I think it's the right move. You know.
Yeah, but see, the thing is like it's cool. It's a good move because it is the Red Tails, but the Tuskegee Airmen have nothing to do with Washington. Like nothing indigenous to Washington.
It would just be pandering at that point. You know, pandering to pander to not look racist at that point.
True, but I mean, it doesn't show that they want
Bill Clintons.
Oh God!
I think they keep the name as it is right now. Honestly,
the football
team. I think it's going to be the football team.
You should call them the Washington Bill Clintons because all they can do is suck.
Oh, yeah, that's the Washington Lewinsky.
I'm sorry, yes, the Washington Lewinsky's.
Be the Lincoln.
Generic name at the end.
Washington Lincolns, because all they do is get shot.
Okay, buddy, let's calm down with that.
Hey, so 5 points. I have a question for you. You did a video. You did a video. I think almost a year ago at this point about a 40 team NFL.
Yes.
Do you think that some of those teams, like, do you think as of right now, as it stands, do you think they could potentially put a team in the NFL or in Europe, or do you think they should retry NFL Europe League like they did back in the 90s? Like,
logistically,
that back?
Yeah, logistically, putting a team in Europe just would not make sense. It's, a 6-hour minimum across the pond. And I don't know if NFL Europe is viable. Again, they tried it twice and it failed. I just don't see, when the XFL can't really succeed as a spring football league, I don't see it happening.
Remember KTO's video?
The XFL had really good, sure, the views were declining, but it was still had steady viewership on the XFL. Like, I was watching XFL games every week. Unfortunately, Corona happened and just took away all the XFL. So yeah. I mean, the XFL was okay. Yeah, minus Corona, it was probably.
It's still alive. It's still alive because.
Yeah. Oh, The Rock. That's right. The Rock bought it.
The Rock just.
Yeah.
Well, The Rock and Associates.
Actually, funny enough, I got to meet the offensive line coach for the Tampa Bay Vipers. I don't think this is going to reach anything, but he was hired on by the Air Force Falcons as their offensive line coach.
Oh, nice.
He showed, like, he had a whole bag of stuff. He showed me a bunch of jerseys. Like, he had a Vipers helmet. He actually gave me a Tampa Bay Vipers hat, and that made the Vipers my favorite team.
Nice.
That was after the league had been, shut down, but the Vipers became my favorite team after that.
Mine were the
Well, maybe someday they come back. Maybe, just maybe.
I like the Battlehawks.
I think they will. The Battlehawks, I feel like were literally put there to spite the Rams. I
just liked them because they just, I don't know why, they just had the coolest name, and regardless of my thoughts of Stan Kroenke, I just thought that was the funniest thing ever.
You know what? As of right now, who owns the AAF?
Nobody.
No one. It's dead.
I think technically, Dundon owns all the intellectual property. Like, he bought it, and he basically hijacked it from Charlie Ebersol.
Okay. Because
of his investment. I mean, he ended up buying the majority stake in it, so technically he owns it. But
I wonder if The Rock could buy it and then merge the XFL with the AAF and just kind of do what the NFL did with the AFL.
Yeah, I mean, there seems to be some real interest in a spring football league. They really want to try it and make it work.
I think it would also give players who didn't really get a fair shot or weren't that good in the NFL for their first couple of years a good chance to bounce back and show that they have it. That's why that's why I'm in full support of the AAF and the XFL, because I want to see those players get another chance in the NFL. And I feel like if there was a spring league, that would basically solve the problem of there not really being a feeder league besides college, and college players don't get paid, which they need to get paid.
Yeah.
Joey, I got to stop you with one thing. The problem is, did you see the college delay? Well, the college delays, aren't they going to try and push it a little bit further into the spring?
Oh no.
Oh, this is just COVID related. This year is so weird. Like, I don't,
I wouldn't even know sure as if I wanted to pay attention to the NFL season at first, because it came so quickly, and honestly, it just didn't feel the same without any fans or with all this different format and everything.
Well,
yeah, the games have been good. Been good hockey. I just miss having the fans there.
I agree with you.
Also,
can I say something about the Stars real quick?
Go for it.
Fuck the Stars and fuck Corey Perry.
Why? They have Pantera doing their goal song.
He was the dirty. Corey Perry is the dirtiest player on that team. All right. Corey Perry was such a flopper. He was taking cheap shots at everybody. Corey Perry is a piece of garbage who should have been suspended.
He's not. He's a dick. Corey Perry.
Anyway,
fair enough. That's
salty,
the same
salty
way.
Avs fan.
That's the same way I think of Patrick Kane. So.
You think Kane's a dirty player?
No, I just think Kane's a dick. and I just hate him because the Blackhawks beat us in the final.
He's really good.
No, Kane's really good. I just hate him because he beat us in the finals, I think, a couple times.
Yeah, no one's ever, accused Kaner of being a dirty foot. Like, he's never slew-footed people like Mark.
He just pulled a Big Ben on one girl, I think, and then beat up a cab driver.
I think he was just wasted and didn't know what.
Wait, allegedly. Who's that one? Who's that one player? He was on a bunch of the Edmonton teams. He ran somebody over while he was drunk driving. Like, he straight up murdered somebody, and he got put in jail for it.
Tree would know. I forget. Yeah, who it was.
You guys know who I'm talking about.
I know
turned
the
his
story.
life around. Yeah, he turned his life around and became a better person. But that's always still got to stay with you, right?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Baldy, I have to ask one question. If you had to pick your favorite of all the draft busts, who would you have to say was your favorite? I guess this is for you and Joey, but let's hear Baldy's take on it first.
But what's the criteria here? Favorite.
With the
favorite
most interesting story, most interesting story and just most, laughably bad plays.
I think Ryan Leaf, in terms of just an outright disaster, Ryan Leaf just takes the cake. Just because he just wasn't mentally, able to handle the pressure, and then his play was just equally as farcical. He just embodies the draft bust. And then right behind him is Jamarcus Russell, because I think, so someone can't handle something mentally, maybe the stress is too much, and maybe you can point back to that. Jamarcus Russell just had no work ethic whatsoever and just did not want to be a good NFL player.
You ever hear the DVD story about Jamarcus Russell?
Yeah, the empty tapes.
Yeah.
That is indicative of something that is, he was just so incredibly lazy, and the results were on the field. He got away with being better than everybody else when it was easy, but when it came time to make it be hard, that's why guys like Kobe Bryant just don't accept failure, and they just work till they're the best.
Pretty much.
Speaking of basketball, I still have not seen The Last Dance. I really need to watch that.
I've been watching that with my boss, actually, at my new job.
Oh, dude,
it's a really
Last Dance. It was so amazing.
It's a great series.
Holy crap!
Given the context, it was the height of the COVID lockdown.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, when
Tiger King, just the 1-2 punch out there was phenomenal.
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that the lady from Tiger King is going to be on Dancing
Carol
with the Stars?
Baskin?
Carol Baskin is going to be on Dancing with the Stars. I'm not making that up.
Yeah. I'm amazed that she got away with killing her husband.
Allegedly.
Wait, actually, I have I have to ask Baldy this. Baldy, do you think Georgia Frontier is just the Carol Baskin of the NFL?
A little. I mean, she ended up selling the team to Kroenke, right?
Well, right before she died.
Yeah. No, she's not so in Virginia. There's the Flugie. There's a mansion that this lady Anna Nicole Smith her way to this mansion. She was a softcore porn actress, and then she married this really rich guy. It's the Kluge estate. That's it.
The Kluge.
Now she runs this winery, and he's rich and he's dead.
That's it. Yeah.
All the time.
Hey. Do not underestimate women. They will kill you for your money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll get your money.
Baldy, run, man, run before it's too late.
I don't think Ken's is watching, so I think I'm good right now.
I don't have to worry about having money stolen.
See this right now. Don't be so sure about that.
Alex, to answer your question about draft busts, honestly, out of the ones that I currently have, I'd probably have to say Heath Schuler, just because of the drama that happened with Heath, with the teams not picking Heath Schuler and Mel Kiper getting all upset about it. And
the funny thing with Heath Schuler was there was a real debate between him and Trent Dilfer, like as the one.
And then Trent Dilfer was also ended up not being that good.
Dilfer won a Super Bowl, but it really was not had anything to do with him, you know.
It was just Ray Lewis and Kerry Collins playing like dog shit.
And then not to mention Heath Schuler ended up becoming a senator.
Oh yeah, so he returned to Washington in one form.
Yes.
So probably that or Joey Harrington, because I love people who share my name. So
there's only one. Go ahead, sorry.
Joey Overstreet Harrington.
There's only one guy in the NFL right now who shares my name.
There's got to be more than one Alex.
Well, one notable guy.
Oh, we're not talking about notable guys.
Alex Smith?
Yeah.
There's only one Alex?
Well, one notable Alex. I don't know an Alex who's done anything else.
There's definitely got to be more than one Alex. There's no way.
Well, no, there's probably more. It's just the only one who's ever done anything is Alex
What
Smith.
about Quan Alexander?
No, with the first name.
Good one.
Because for that example, there's Sean Alexander, who...
Yeah. Okay, then there's another. Another one, and another one.
Hey.
So, there's no Reese.
That's true.
Oh, there's a Reese Lloyd.
So Baldy, one last question.
Find a Bruce.
how is your
that still plays.
Are you guys getting the Among Us game set up? Because you guys are gonna have to stream that, right?
Yeah, I got it on mobile, but that's the only way I can play it. I can't play it on desktop, so it kind of.
I play mobile too.
But like, are you practicing for when all the sports YouTubers with 50 to 100K come in and play one game?
I think it'll be fun. I think I'm really interested to see how that works. Like if we're all on a Discord server and we can only talk during the meetings, you know, like, you know, how do you keep it honest, you know?
Right.
Like,
and it would be hilarious if you and Tree ended up being the imposters. That would be funny.
You know what I was gonna say? I wonder if they'll do like what Donkey did on that one stream when they'll just do like, I'm my favorite YouTuber, I am one of the Paul brothers or some shit like that when they just fuck with people claiming they're some of the Paul brothers.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, like Scooter McGrew, like I've followed him for years and like been a fan of his.
Oh,
so
too.
like,
I was so excited.
Scooter's amazing. I love.
Yeah, it's just crazy that I'm starting to meet all these great YouTubers when, 5 years ago they'd be like, "Who are you? 5 points shit." You know, like it's just, it takes a lot of work to just get some level of
honestly
notoriety.
I'm amazed that I've managed to make these connections for being as small into YouTubing itself as I am. I mean, then I find the two guys, one guy with the stadium vids who I end up finding out lets me on it roast my own college stadium.
Well, I mean, you know, all those days that you hid in my garbage can and, you know, greeted me when I went outside and started up my car, I guess all that stalking paid off for you, Alex.
It did! I gotta do it to Tree now.
Hey, real quick, 5 points. If you ever do another local baseball stadium, look up. I think it's called UC. It used to be known as Security Service Field. I believe now it's known as UC Health Park. It was previously home to the Colorado Springs Sky Sox, the AAA
the Sky Sox
for the Brewers. But then, or previously for the Rockies, then the Brewers, and then they left to go to San Antonio, and then we got stuck with a single A team called the Rocky Mountain Five, where our mascot is our mascot is literally a s'more on fire.
It's a flaming pile.
It's a flaming pile of shit.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that park? What's so unique about it?
So nothing really. There's nothing interesting about it. Actually, it's because we're in Colorado, we get a lot of summer rainstorms, and so during baseball, like if there was a rainstorm in Colorado, which almost every day there was in summer, right field would always clog up because the drainage in right field always sucked. It genuinely sucks.
Yeah, there's a park in Davenport, Iowa that floods all the time because it's like
Baldy,
literally on an island.
I got one to top that, Joey. I got one to top that. What's it called? San Manuel Casino Ballpark. It's not necessarily the ballpark itself, because I had a friend who worked there. The ballpark's really nice. It's home of the Inland Empire 66ers. The problem itself is the surrounding area. It's literally right next to an abandoned mall in the center of downtown San Bernardino, which is the 4th deadliest city in all of California.
Oh, there's no team in Juarez?
Now Juarez is in Texas.
I thought Detroit
I've been to El Paso. That is a shithole. Oh my god.
It's the city named after the bean dip.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I've been South Texas, man. They have border patrol like 50 miles inland.
I'm actually going to Mexico for my aunt's wedding. Like I'm gonna be spending most of the time on the resort, but still, it's kind of scary going to
Mexico on the resort is beautiful. We went to Cancun or oh my gosh, the all inclusive. Like they do it right. You get off the airport, you go straight to the resort, and you take one road that's very commercialized. Like it is nothing like, Sicario or whatever. Like it's nothing like the movies. Like the resort towns, like you're gonna be taken care of in Mexico. I had no issues with that, and your money goes pretty far there. So
well, my round trip ticket, right? My round trip ticket for me getting from my hometown to the airport, and then plus the hotel, $1,200. That's it. And my
the whole week,
my room. Well, I'm staying 5 days, and my room is like a luxury adult only suite.
Ooh,
so,
adult.
Is it all inclusive?
Oh, it's
thing.
all inclusive, and here's the best part. I have never ever had more than a cup of like straight beer ever. Like I've had like a sip of vodka before, and I've had a drink of rum, but that's about it. So I'm probably gonna end up trashed in Mexico.
Dude, those places are great for like the fruity drinks, like because like they make all the strawberry like.
If you like pina colada.
I'm going to be drinking a ton of Malibu.
Yeah, there's not much alcohol in the drinks, but you just drink enough of them, and then you'll be good.
Actually, have you ever seen the movie UHF?
Yes, Weird Al Badgers.
Yes,
Badgers. Don't need no stinking Badgers.
Actually, I said the very first drink I ever ordered at a bar is going to be a blueberry daiquiri because of that movie, and I'm sticking to that. I'm going to order a blueberry daiquiri for my first drink.
Nice. UHF, that's a great movie. I'm glad that you've seen that. That's a great.
I love. It is such a cult classic at this point. Like I'm so sad it flopped. I'm so sad it flopped. Like it is a underrated classic. It has the guy from Seinfeld in it. It has Weird Al. That's about it for the famous people.
Michael Richardson is in it, and he's crazy in it. He's like the star. Yeah. Before he went on a racist rant on stage.
Oh yeah. I love how Dave Chappelle roasted him like 2 months later at the Comedy Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
So
Michael Richardson.
So 5 points. I know you gotta go soon. So before you go, would you like to help us predict what if the Giants are going to win against the 49ers?
Sure.
All right. So who do you have against Giants 49ers? Keep in mind the 49ers whole starting team is basically done for the season.
That's what I'm saying. I was pretty down on the Giants' chances, and then Jimmy G is out. Nick Bosa's out. It's like when the Giants played them and Eli Manning was the quarterback, and they won that last game, for Eli, basically. That's how injured.
Eli Manning is still your quarterback, just a younger.
Yeah, well, Daniel Jones. It's just hold on 1 second. I don't think that they're going to. I think they're going to lose. I think they'll cover the spread. Like the Giants, I mean, they have a shot at winning. I wouldn't be completely surprised if they won because the 49ers are missing everyone. So they should be competitive, but just I don't see the Giants. Like the Giants have let me down and disappointed me in so many ways that
do I need to remind you about Saquon is out for the season? Or
yeah, but running backs aren't that important. You know what I mean? Like we played with him like he wasn't there all that year.
I mean,
so
tell that to the back-to-back winning Denver Broncos of Super Bowl 32 and 33, who relied heavily on Terrell Davis.
Yeah, but they had a good line. I mean, they had Stink. They had yes, Terrell Davis was great, but the Giants won 2 Super Bowls with Ahmad Bradshaw, and Derek Ward was like their leading rusher one year. Like
who was the quarterback? Wasn't that Jeff Hostetler?
What's that?
Wasn't that Jeff Hostetler? Or didn't Phil Simms win one of those? Or
Sims won one in 87, and then Hostetler came in and won the one in 92.
Oh, I call that the Disney Bowl.
But yeah, the Giants won 2 with Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs. Now, granted, Jacobs was a pretty decent back, but I don't think that backs are that important, and I'm really regretting that we took, even though I really wanted Saquon at the number 2 overall. But this is 2 out of his 4 seasons that he's going to miss extensive time, and the year that he was healthy. I mean, obviously he had that breakout first year, but then I think last year he was mostly healthy. He was garbage because the Giants don't have a line. So it's kind of like we could have gotten a pass rusher or something instead and actually built.
How do you reckon my Angelo State
this team and added a running back later, but now we put the cart.
Sorry about that. Oh, I was going to ask, how do you reckon my Angelo State Rams will do against the Bills?
It's going to be an interesting game. This is the test for Josh Allen. Like, we'll know whether the Bills are for real. They did kind of let the Dolphins hang around. But, that is a division rival. I think the Rams.
That's because Fitzpatrick has a just an uncanny ability to come back late in the fourth quarter.
Well, true, that's when he turns on the Fitz magic. But I think the Rams should be competitive. But the Bills owe it to themselves to win. Like Bills fans will get insufferable though if they beat the Rams, which they shouldn't. They should beat them. Like they should be the better team than the Rams.
No, the Bills have a much better team.
Bengals. Who's gonna win? Eagles, Bengals.
I'm
gonna say the Bungles. I'm gonna say the Bungles win that game.
I mean, honestly, who really cares? They both suck.
I think the Eagles have to bounce back. I think that
probably gonna win.
No, but
I guess
Carson Wentz is literally the guy from SpongeBob.
Which one?
I was born with glass
bones and paper skin.
Every morning I break my leg. Every afternoon I break my arm.
Arms. At night I lie awake until the heart attacks put me to sleep.
Yes. Carson Wentz is that guy, and Joe Burrow is going to get a win this season. The Bengals.
Oh, he will. I don't know if it's against the Eagles. I think the Eagles have really also suffered from not having like a decent camp. No, they didn't have time to work.
No one had a camp. No one had a camp.
True, but I think that they needed it more than anyone, to get those bad, the 4 preseason games and the bad plays out because, it looks like Wentz needs to warm up or something. Like, something's wrong with him. Right. Like I'm usually impressed with how he plays because everyone's like, oh, Wentz is trash. I'm like, that kid can play, man. And he did not play very well.
Alex.
He can play. He's just overrated. I still think he's not going to be better than Goff.
I think he's slightly overrated, yes, but he does have a Super Bowl ring that Nick Folk got for him.
He would have won that.
Nick Foles gift wrapped that.
I'm sorry.
Wait, guys, Joey, let me talk. I have to say one thing. I feel like Carson Wentz in his house. Remember that scene from Talladega Nights when Cal takes his wife and everything from him? I feel like that's what Nick Foles is. That's what Carson Wentz has with Nick Foles in his house. Just this picture of him with Super Bowl MVP with his face taped over Nick Foles.
I think though during that run, like Foles, a switch just flipped. Like it was like Hostetler. Like some people just step up under pressure. Like Joe Flacco did that one year.
Only know Joe Flacco when he overthrew us.
People just get in the zone and they cannot be stopped. Like Eli Manning.
Eli Manning. Yep.
Second run from Eli Manning, he was just lights out. Like the first one, he got lucky.
I will say the Broncos are going to be the Buccaneers because we now have the power of Blake and Shake.
Blake and
Shake on our.
I don't think you guys have been the Bucs.
We got Blake and Shake, baby. The Broncos are going to win. No, we're going to probably start off 0-3 against Tom Brady, which that's fine. As I just kill me now, please. Drew Lock's done, or for a couple weeks. Cortland Sutton is gone. Jerry Judy's dropping.
You're not playing with the full roster. You're at half capacity. Like this is a lost season due to injuries. It's not.
This is shit out of them.
I wonder if any more marketable players get hurt. If the NFL will just be like, okay, boys, shut it down. We can't do this anymore. I honestly think because if all of your starting players get hurt, then you're left with the backups and the people who are free agents and practice squad fodder, and your quality of product gets worse. So why risk it and not just say, hey, we're going to scrap the season because too much injury?
Because some money's better than no money. They'll never do that. And not
but that's what the Bengals did last year.
Money is money, but I don't want to pay to watch a game that's gonna suck just because the NFL wants a couple bucks. I want to watch a game to see my team suck against a team that sucks even less.
Let me point something out, Joey. Though, remember the 83 and 87, they had the scab 83 and 86, they had the scab seasons.
Yeah. Man.
The NFL, they're going to play in this COVID system.
They're going to play regardless. I mean,
that's what it's going to be.
A few strikes.
Well, what I'm amazed, I think they're suppressing positives. I honestly think that they're doing something with the positives. You're telling me that 500 people that are, around each other all the time no one's contracted COVID. I think that they're very quietly removing whoever has caught it and just saying that they're on the injured list.
It's like China.
They've already publicly put players on the COVID list.
It's like China. They just don't report.
Well, no, because I think they're doing it a lot like the NHL, where if a player gets it, they'll just say, "Oh well, they're unable to play. They're inactive," which I think the NHL has done an amazing job at keeping all the players safe.
Yeah,
I think Gary Bettman gets my praise. I don't even know why people hate Gary Bettman that much. Sure, he had 2 lockouts under him, but those weren't really his fault. I mean, one of them was, the other one really wasn't. But Gary Bettman is not the worst commissioner. The worst commissioner is by far Rob Manfred.
Yeah. Well, he's got no balls. Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I gotta run, but it was my pleasure.
Thank you for joining us, Baldy. All right, guys, let me cue the outro music while he.
Hey guys, I'll see you later.
Thanks, Baldy. We'll see you next Tuesday.
You've made it.
Thanks for having me, and you made it to the end of my baldness. Later, guys.
Later, Baldy. Thanks for joining us.
So is that going to be the stream or no? Are we done with the streamer?
I suppose so.
Okay. That was a fun stream. That was a lot of fun.
Sweet.